Sorry, I'm a little late for the morning rant, but that's okay. It's not like anybody really cares or pays attention. So we've got the next rant. A lot of the stuff that the government does is so far out of bounds of the Constitution that if we were going to go constitutional, we'd just get rid of it. But if we just get rid of some things, there's going to be significant societal disruption. If you just canceled things like Social Security and welfare, the society would have severe disruption. So how do you get people to taper off of this stuff and keep new people from using it? Well, one of the things that with Social Security is it's a regressive welfare system paid out with a regressive tax from a regressive tax. The workers because there's a cap on the wages that are taxed for Social Security, the highest earning people in our society pay the least percentage of their earnings as Social Security taxes. 15% of 90,000 when you're making $1 million a year is nothing. And the payouts, while they are capped, are based upon your last 5 quarters earnings, the top two highest quarters in the last 5 of your working life. So the people who will cap out are going to be those people who had good jobs in the first place and probably didn't need the Social Security. So what do? Well, you limit it. You say if you own your house, if you have a house, or a retirement fund over a certain amount, those assets, if you have assets of over a certain amount, a couple 100,000 perhaps, you don't get Social Security while you have those assets. This way, people will use their private funding, and the people who have already saved in order to have a nice retirement of their own will still have a nice retirement of their own. If you've got $1 million IRA, it doesn't matter if you get Social Security. And also if you've got a retirement fund. If you're on if you have retirement pay from some other source, you don't get Social Security. So you drop out a whole bunch of people who are double dipping. And then you say, if you want Social Security, you've got to move out of the city. You set up these Social Security housing developments of 1-bedroom houses, little shacks. 1 bedroom, 1 bath, kitchen, and a living room. That's the whole house. It's a little tiny square plan built on 20 square feet or something, or 400 square feet. It's just a little tiny house. It's standalone. It's all it's their own. They get to live there as long as they're on Social Security. They don't own it. They don't have to care for it if they don't want to. You have a groundskeeper for this complex. And then you get them out of the cities. This will reduce demand in the cities for housing. It'll reduce, and it will also bring them to a lower cost of living environment. And that lower cost of living is very important because now that they're on a small fixed income, they need a low cost of living. We know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that the prices in big cities for everything are higher because rents are higher, because all these things are you can't argue with. So you get them out to a low cost of living place, a low crime place. They'll be safe. They'll be happy. They'll be among people with the same experiences, who've gone through the same times, and they'll be able to make friends. You have community. You have a little community center. You make sure that community center is open every day so they can go there, play cards, watch TV with other people around. All these things that people want to do. And then, and you can even, make sure that the communities you set these up in have a small hospital available that can be a geriatrics hospital. Can be set up to be a geriatrics hospital. The market will take care of that easily, and this will get a lot of the things out of the mainstream. And you do the same thing for people on welfare. If you're on welfare, you get out of the fucking city. If it looks like it's going to be long-term disability, get them out of the city. If it looks like they're going to be, on welfare long-term, they're a single mother with a child, get them out of the city. This way, the people who have these needs can be cared for with a lower societal cost. And you help everybody in the society. Now, the next thing to do is work on Medicare. Medicare will bankrupt this country. No doubt about it. It already has, and if we, with net current value of the current things that we're promising, it will, without a doubt. That you take to government health care. You expand the VA to the health administration instead of Veterans Administration. And you make it care for everybody who has to rely on government for care. Still means tested for Medicare. Still, every retiree gets to use Medicare. But you only get to go to a VA hospital. No private people will be required or requested or paid for servicing a Medicare patient. Unless it's an emergency situation. You don't get to keep your doctor unless your doctor is a VA doctor. This way, we drop the cost of providing for Medicare, but we also remove the government manipulation of the healthcare market that is really destroying the market in healthcare. That's why these insurance companies have to do these large markdowns and make markdown deals with companies, because the federal government has a mandated, locked in by law markdown that nobody can argue with. So the insurance companies asking for markdowns are just trying to get on the same playing field and not get overcharged for this stuff that has to be marked up 6 times in order to meet the government markdown and still make the cost of doing the service. Whoever thought of the markdown policy to save Medicare money was bastard jerk with no idea of how markets react to such things. So, by removing as much as possible people on the government welfare dime from the pool, you end up with the market better able to serve the people participating in it honestly, and the people and the drain on the system dropping. So that's my policy and my proposal for that. And I think it's a sane and competent plan to fix the world, or fix the United States at least. Peace and joy, and don't ever give in to evil.